The scene opens with Park Mubong pacing back and forth, engaged in an angry conversation on the phone with prosecutor Gang. He expresses dissatisfaction with the investigation, demanding results rather than excuses. As the conversation escalates, an unknown power seems to emanate from Mubong, causing the island prosecutor Gang is on to tremble. Mubong's eyes glow with an unearthly light as he unleashes this power, resulting in the obliteration of the island and the demise of prosecutor Gang. Next, the focus shifts to Jin Mory, who is depicted in the midst of a fierce battle. He effortlessly defeats his opponent with swift and powerful moves, extending his unbeaten streak to 299 fights to the cheers of the crowd. After the fight, Judge R approaches Mori and extends an invitation to participate in the Go tournament. Despite Mori's initial disinterest, Judge R, noticing his indifference, decides to demonstrate his own strength. He effortlessly lifts a massive boulder with one hand, showcasing his immense power, which piques Mori's interest. Mori finally acknowledges Judge R and challenges him to a fight, seeking a stronger opponent. However, Mori is quickly overwhelmed by Judge R's overwhelming power and skill, resulting in his defeat almost immediately. As the scene fades out, Mori lies on the ground, defeated but determined to grow stronger for the challenges ahead in the Go tournament. The morning sun crept through the blinds, casting a soft glow on Han Dewi's weary face as he dragged himself out of bed. It was another day of juggling two part-time jobs, each shift a relentless reminder of the heavy burden he bore. With a deep sigh, Dewi pulled on his uniform and headed out into the bustling city streets. As he clocked in for his first job at the local convenience store, Dewi's thoughts drifted to his dear friend lying in a hospital bed, battling a terminal illness. Despite his friend's weak protests, Dewi remained steadfast in his determination to shoulder the weight of their mounting medical bills. "You don't have to work so hard for me," his friend would weakly whisper, a futile attempt to ease Dewi's burden. Throughout the day, Dewi's weariness only seemed to deepen as he tirelessly stocked shelves and served customers, each transaction a small step towards his ultimate goal of providing for his friend's care. The weight of responsibility pressed heavily upon him, yet he trudged on, fueled by unwavering devotion. As evening descended and Dewi reluctantly began his second job cleaning tables at a nearby diner, an unexpected visitor disrupted the monotony of his routine. Judge Q, an enigmatic figure with an aura of authority, appeared before Dewi with an offer that would change the course of his life. Q's gaze lingered on Dewi with a mixture of admiration and intrigue as he proposed an opportunity to participate in the Go tournament, a prestigious event that promised fame and fortune to its victors. "Your dedication is truly impressive, Dewi," Q remarked, his voice tinged with respect. "Why not put your skills to the test in the tournament?" Intrigued by the prospect, Dewi hesitated before voicing his concerns about the exorbitant medical expenses weighing on his shoulders. "Would winning the tournament be enough to cover my friend's bills?" he inquired, his voice tinged with desperation. A sly grin tugged at Q's lips as he casually remarked, "Perhaps your friend's condition could be cured if you were to emerge victorious." Dewi's eyes widened in shock as he struggled to comprehend how Q was privy to such intimate details of his friend's condition. However, before he could press for answers, Q vanished into the shadows, leaving Dewi bewildered and filled with a newfound sense of urgency. The following day at school, Dewi found himself ensnared in a confrontation with a group of bullies, their taunts and jeers piercing through the air like sharpened daggers. Fueled by a surge of adrenaline and desperation, Dewi unleashed a display of remarkable strength, his fists flying with a precision honed by years of relentless training. Unbeknownst to Dewi, Judge Q had been silently observing the confrontation from the sidelines, his keen eyes taking note of every move and gesture. Impressed by Dewi's unwavering resolve and untapped potential, Q approached him with an offer that would alter the course of his destiny. "You've got potential, Dewi," Q remarked, his voice laced with genuine admiration. "Join the Go tournament, and you can make a real difference." Pushed to the edge by the weight of his responsibilities and fueled by a burning desire to provide for his friend's care, Dewi accepted Q's invitation without hesitation. With newfound determination coursing through his veins, Dewi embarked on a journey fraught with challenges and uncertainties, ready to face whatever obstacles lay ahead in the pursuit of a brighter future for himself and his beloved friend. Yumira, a clumsy girl, was seen navigating her way through the bustling hallways of her school, where she often stumbled over her own feet, eliciting a few giggles from her classmates. Mira's current boyfriend, Minseo, known as the strongest boy in school, was walking beside her. They shared a tender moment before their peaceful walk was interrupted by a confrontation with a big group of thugs. Minseo instructed Mira to run and seek safety, prompting her to hesitate for a moment before obeying his command and fleeing the scene, concern etched on her face. Meanwhile, Mincio faced off against the thugs, his muscles tense as he prepared for the impending fight. Despite his formidable strength, he quickly found himself outnumbered and overpowered by the sheer number of attackers. As Mira made her way to safety, she heard the sounds of the scuffle behind her, causing her heart to race with worry for Mincio. Unable to bear the thought of leaving him to fend for himself, she turned back and rushed to his aid. Upon reaching the scene, Mira was greeted by the sight of Mincio lying on the ground, surrounded by defeated thugs. She knelt beside him, cradling their defeated bodies in her arms. Mira chastised Mincio, expressing disbelief that he, supposedly the strongest boy in school, couldn't even take out 20 thugs by himself. Mincio hung his head in shame, unable to meet Mira's gaze. Despite her frustration, Mira took matters into her own hands and proceeded to defeat the remaining thugs with a combination of skillful martial arts moves and sheer determination. As the last thug fell to the ground defeated, Jojo appeared before Mira, wearing a solemn expression on his face. Jojo hesitantly offered Mira an opportunity to participate in the tournament. Mira's eyes lit up with excitement at the opportunity presented to her, and she eagerly accepted Jojo's offer. Mira expressed determination, stating that she would show everyone what she was capable of. As Mira walked away, her resolve stronger than ever, Jojo watched her retreating figure with a mixture of awe and apprehension, knowing that he had just encountered a formidable warrior unlike any other. The chapter unfolds with the aftermath of the intense Mori vs. R duel from Chapter 1, where Judge R's formidable strength is acknowledged by Mori. Recognizing R as a worthy adversary, Mori strategizes to engage him using his legs. With calculated precision, Mori launches a powerful kick, aiming directly at R, who skillfully blocks the blow. However, to everyone's surprise, it soon revealed that R's arm was fractured from the sheer force of Mori's attack, showcasing the unexpected potency of Mori's technique. Meanwhile, amidst the bustling cityscape, Jin Mory, Mira, and Han Dewey find themselves unexpectedly united in a common cause. The trio joins forces to apprehend a purse snatcher who has left chaos in his wake. With the tournament looming ahead, Mori, running late in the morning, is compelled to navigate the busy streets on his bike, racing against time to make it to the tournament stadium. However, fate intervenes as Mori's attention is diverted by a distressing scene unfolding before him. A purse snatcher mercilessly robbing a poor old lady who is desperately pleading for help to secure funds for her baby's urgent surgery. In a swift and selfless act, Mori springs into action, propelled by a sense of duty and compassion. Despite his haste, Mori accidentally collides with Mira, knocking her to the ground. Yet, this mishap ignites a fire within Mira, inspiring her to join Mori in the pursuit of justice. United in purpose, Mori and Mira chase after the fleeing thief, their determination unwavering despite the odds stacked against them. The thief, sensing the relentless pursuit, attempts to thwart their efforts by discarding the stolen money in a desperate bid to evade capture. Undeterred, Mira fearlessly leaps off the bike, intent on apprehending the thief and reclaiming the stolen funds for the helpless old lady. However, Mira's valiant effort is met with an unforeseen obstacle as she inadvertently collides with a signpost, momentarily halting her pursuit. Just as despair threatens to consume them, Dewey arrives on the scene like a beacon of hope, his unwavering strength and determination evident as he swiftly delivers a decisive blow, incapacitating the thief and securing their victory. With the thief apprehended and the stolen money returned to its rightful owner, Mori, Mira, and Dewey stand together in solidarity, their hearts filled with a profound sense of fulfillment and compassion. Through their collective efforts, they not only thwarted a criminal act but also restored hope to a struggling soul in need. As they stand victorious amidst the bustling city streets, a bond forged through strength, compassion, and shared purpose binds Mori, Mira, and Dewey together, setting the stage for the challenges and alliances that await them in the upcoming tournament. Meanwhile, concerns arose among United States government officials as they viewed images of the events that devastated the island. Ova Marisip, the President of the United States, was prompted to wonder about the nature of the destruction upon examining the images, suspecting it to be the work of a nefarious hand. At that moment, while the authorities were conducting their investigation, the emergency protocol was triggered due to an intrusion into the secured area. The security level was immediately elevated, and astonishment lingered as they realized the breach had occurred 120 floors below the Pentagon. The question of how someone could infiltrate such a highly secure location perplexed those involved. Subsequently, a man entered the room, causing a reflexive response from everyone as they aimed their weapons at him. The president inquired about his identity, and the intruder introduced himself as Park Moo-jin, elucidating that he worked on behalf of the Korean government. In the arena, contestants were filled with wonder and amazement upon encountering a place like this in Koks. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation as strong participants, such as the formidable tiger of Yonggyungpo, Ji-sun, showcased his dominance with boxing as his foundation. Another contender, renowned for shattering teeth with his powerful punches, and Yonseni, whose cruel demeanor and mastery of a Dang Rang 1 subtype made others wary, joined the competition. Big Bear Medicine Chadori, who habitually blamed his discomfort on livers, and the potent Na Sansu, fueled by the cornus fruit, added to the diverse mix of participants. Among them stood Mira, a beautiful girl that puzzled some onlookers. Rumors circulated that she was the one who left Seo Minseo in a condition from which he wouldn't recover. When questioned, Mira, pointing her wooden sword, coldly instructed the inquisitive contestant to silence. Meanwhile, Mori inquired with Dewey about the recommended sleep duration of 8 hours for a person. Mori suggested that perhaps 10 hours might be more suitable for maintaining both body and mind health. Dewey, smiling, concurred with Mori's perspective. Mori then introduced himself and expressed gratitude to Dewey for his earlier assistance. The contestants were being observed by the officials who had selected them. A guy with red hair inquired from the group about which ward number they believed would emerge victorious in the metro arena. The response came from a blonde-haired guy who pointed to number 41. The guy with blue hair derisively commented on the blonde guy's choice, mentioning how an executive member had his arm broken by a contestant, deeming it pathetic. He added that if such a thing happened to him, he would contemplate taking his own life. Tensions escalated as both the blue-haired and blonde-haired guys were on the verge of a confrontation. However, another person intervened, positioning himself between them and preventing a potential fight. He warned that if they engaged in a quarrel like the last time, he wouldn't remain silent. Then, he directed his attention to contestant number 105, describing her as the real monster. The tournament rules were explained by the announcer, who mentioned that in the matches, any fighting style was allowed. There was no time limit, and participants were permitted to use any type of weapon. The only ways to achieve victory were by knocking out the opponent or persuading them to surrender. Currently, the regional preliminaries were underway, and from there, participants for the main tournament would be selected. The announcer also provided information about the bracelets worn by all participants. These bracelets serve to monitor their vital signs, helping determine if fighters were seriously injured. In such cases, nanomachines injected into them would promptly heal their injuries. Further, the announcer explained that whoever successfully passed all the rounds and emerged victorious in the tournament would have the privilege to make any wish to the organization. With all the fighters gathered, he declared that the fight had officially begun. The commencement of the arena fight surprised everyone initially. Soon, the realization dawned that it was, in fact, a battle royale. Some fighters discovered that the bracelets not only monitored their life signs but also displayed their fighting levels. Consequently, they began focusing on the weaker participants, showcasing the diverse abilities of each fighter. It became apparent that Mori possessed exceptional strength, effortlessly overcoming several opponents. Similarly, Dewey and Mira demonstrated their skills by defeating numerous participants. Later, a fighter named Gang Mansuk entered the ring, and the blue-haired woman mentioned that he was the favorite to win the tournament. Participants, sensing danger, refrained from making sudden moves. A participant lightly touched Gang's shoulder, prompting him to swiftly unleash a kick on the person's face. The targeted individual narrowly avoided the kick because Mori intervened, grabbing the person's jacket. Despite the close call, the person thanked Mori, who responded that he intervened to save them, not for gratitude. Mori, looking at Gang, expressed his dislike for him.